in place. Areas of high interest for older children, teens, as well as younger children are very important. So when you're meeting up with someone, have what we call a bag of props, their favorite things. So young children, Peppa Pig, Paw Patrol, Spidey. I don't know. My kids like different things, okay? But so I'm trying to know all of these types of things that everybody does.
His bag here.
Yeah, the bag of props. It's their interest, It's what they like to focus on. They're excited to do that. So bring their bag of props. Maybe she hands stickers of, Spidey characters or Paw Patrol or whatever the characters are. And she's giving that and the person's looking at it. It's really important that it's not a lot of this. Not a lot of eye contact, staring your child down. Children make progress, especially younger children, over props, tasks, looking at something other than this. The minute you're staring the child down, the minute their expectation goes up, and the minute the children start to pull back. So if there's an activity, a game, running around works really well with a lot of kids. So not just sitting at a table, but maybe doing something, chalk time on the driveway, blowing bubbles, having fun. Just don't worry about communication right now. Worry about comfort and connection. And with that, and confidence over an activity, and you will be amazed.
It's actually really insightful for me because at her school interview, we had to bring 5 things from home. And she stunned us because she was speaking so much in front of people she had never met before. And then, of course, the school year was a little bit different.
Yesterday at camp, she progressed all the way into verbal, consistently asking and answering questions.
In fact, even Dan was asking, basically like, why is Cypress here? Because she was
trying to be rude,
performing
Friday
and
night
doing things that we never saw. So we had to say that that's new for us too, to watch that happen, but that she can do it. These suggestions of have an activity, do something that maybe takes the focus directly
off of her. And allow and respect the warm-up time. For all of you as parents, a great activity for you, because parenting goals are important. A great parenting goal for all of you is for you to look, listen, and learn and notice warm-up in different settings. So if you go to a family function and there's a lot of people there, you notice Luca or maybe Zoe, just as it takes longer in a bigger, louder, larger setting versus smaller setting where they know people. Maybe it's a shorter warm-up. Watch their body language. Are they beginning to engage? Are they handing something to someone or they're taking something? Are they making eye contact on their own? I often mirror the child. I watch them, not stare at them watch, but kind of peripheral watch. And sometimes the kids are like hiding behind their parent. That is not when I'm going to play a game to engage them. I'm going to give them a little time and engage the parent, because that decreases the expectation. So if you're meeting up with a teacher or a camp counselor and their goal is, I'm going to get that kid to talk, your child is not going to connect and communicate with that person. So I hope that was helpful.
Our situation is somewhat similar, but the camp that Luke is going to is actually new. So his school ended. They offer a 2-week program, but we were looking for more of like a longer thing throughout the summer.
I like that. It's better to do a longer program and less than lots of little programs because of comfort, connection, and building that. And now you're off to someone new.
Yep.
So if it's 2 weeks, that's not bad. But then I wouldn't go and do another 2-week camp with a 3.5-year-old.
Yeah. So we're just worried about like that first few days when it's his first day. Like, should Jess volunteer maybe, or
do a parent fade in, fade out? Just because there isn't a buddy that we can pair him up with. There's not a teacher that he knows. We can meet beforehand, but there's not somebody who's
I think going to visit the space ahead of time and really navigate, kids like to feel in control, right? One of the reasons we do the Friday night at CommuniCamp is CommuniComfort, so that you know where the place is, you know where the drive is. You're not anxious, oh my God, we got to get there, where do we go? You already been here, so Saturday morning, it's like, hey, let's just go. And your kids get to see their counselors and see the space and see the buddies there. And so by the time you come on Saturday morning, you've already been here. Same thing. You want to go to this camp, visit it, see what room he's in, where his cubby may be, educate the people that'll be there, get there early. So the fade-in process is great, but don't over-obsess on that with this. And here's why. Some children become more anxious when their parent is there, and some children do better when the parent does a drop-off, and the child may, adjust better because of that reaction. So you have to know who your child is. Also, So also how we react. Look, I'm a mom. One of the things that, I am a mom. Like after I leave here, I'm a mom. I'm worried about my daughter driving to New York. Doesn't matter how old she is. He drove here this morning, my son. I'm like, did he get here? Is he okay? I will worry. You will worry. No matter how old they are, you're a mom. But how we project that to our kids, our worries and our fears, are so important. So there's something called fake it till you make it. And as much as I don't know you specifically in detail, other than through Dr. Jenna, because you just started working with her, and also here, you had a little bit of a look of fear while your child was making noises out there. And I want you to be upbeat and positive, because when we have fear in our face and worry, it makes them think, I do have something to worry about. I don't know that I can separate. Mommy looks really nervous too. It could be, wow, camp's great. Listen, I've got to go into that room. Let's hold hands for maybe 5 minutes, give you a hug and a kiss. And you love being with Natalie. And then you show that confidence, because they will feed off how you are projecting yourself to them. And this is a work in progress, and I am still working on it. I still get anxious as a mom, and I realize, they're older, they're adults. Yeah, you're always a parent. And I'm never going to tell you it's different. It's not. You're always going to have worries. But when your children are young and your child's older, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Dorothy?
Yes.
Do you have anything to share with that?
So yeah, as before, when she was younger, we will always be worried about how she's gonna react in a new situation, and then we learned how to kind of pull back and put, like, what was the phrase that we'd always say? Put the Band-Aid, put your hands in your pocket.
Your pocket Band-Aid over your mouth. Yeah, and what that does is it's giving them opportunities. So any opportunity they can engage, again, high interest is so important. But if let's say you are doing a separation, or you're going to camp to see this new space, bring his bag of props. Let him engage with that teacher, and then you say, hey guys, I'm just got to go get something out of my purse. You're not lying. Maybe there is something, but you're trying to let him just be, and you with confidence. And if he gets a little anxious, hey, I'll be right back. You're going to be amazed how, as you change your ways and look confident, because you're giving him the message, hey, you can do this. And then let's say it's over, you could decide how you react. He's only a little guy, and sometimes with little guys, less is more. As children get older, you're a little more cognitive about it, actually a lot more cognitive. And you may say, hey, that seemed harder for you last time. Now it's getting a little easier. Bringing your stuffy made it easier. If you want to say that, I'm fine, but you don't want him to feed off of everything. Then you're feeding back. You almost state it with confidence and you move on.
It's interesting you mentioned that, because you were talking about comfort, and last night we talked through our feelings chart about his day. In the morning, he really said, I struggled. I was feeling very sad. In the afternoon, he said, I was feeling a little bit happy. And then this morning, we were able to drop him off without setting a timer. He went right in, and it sounds like he did fine. We didn't hear from anybody.
Fine. If he was having an issue, they would come and tell you. So he separated again really, really well. I have to tell you, what I really love about what you're telling me is his openness with you to be willing to share. So that to me is testimony to how well you are parenting him and how you're meeting him where he's at. So kudos to you.
Well, the one thing I can say, and I think this is a testament to Dr. Jenna. He did that feelings chart with her and put the stickers in all the right spots. And when we're at home, that's something he loves to do. He loves to talk about the bridge. He loves to talk about how he's feeling. And when he gets in those modes where he kind of shuts down, we go directly to that. And it kind of is a barrier that he's willing to break.
Yeah. And you're also not saying, well, you need to do that, or you shouldn't feel scared. Why do you feel scared there? He feels scared at times. They feel worried. Aren't there things you guys get like nervous or worried about, and somebody else might be like, why are you worried about that? But you are, or you're afraid, or you feel anxious.
Well, Jess started to tell Luca how she was feeling when the feelings
there
chart.
You go. Everyone finds their people through their areas of interest. If you were going somewhere you didn't know anyone, there's another thing I say. Imagine going to a cocktail hour. You're at work and you got to go to this party. Some of your work associates aren't going, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to this party. I know no one. But then you're at the party and you see across the room, oh my God, that guy over there, he lives in my neighborhood, not far, close to me, but not too far. So you just start to mosey on over, you kind of shimmy on over, and you realize, well, they're doing a lot of road work here on my neighborhood. Something to talk about.
Easy conversation.
Easy conversation. So, hey, are they still working near your house getting that sewer ready? Like for us, it's almost done. And you start having a conversation over your areas of interest, even though it's just the sewer, even though it's the road work. You needed to find a reason to connect. You can't have people sitting in a room with no our connection is being here at CommuniCamp, having children with SM, me being an expert in this, you guys connecting. If you guys just met each other at a restaurant or standing in line, you wouldn't talk to each other until you knew you had a connection.
Yeah, now we have a bond where
Yeah.
we all have similar, some was we're working with our kids that we're all trying to overcome.
Yeah,